September 1st by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. Fall or summer, which, I pray, is this first September day? On the calendar they call it the harbinger of fall. But somehow its silky air seems to have a summer flair, and its smile still speaks to me of the geniality, and the color, and the pride of the pleasant summertide, and its morning hours ring with the voices of the spring. Well, no matter what you are, on or off the calendar, you are grateful to my sight for your wealth of golden light, and the riches scattered wide o'er the lovely countryside, reminiscent echoes of other days of hope and love. September 1st. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Swim Out by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. I wait no ship with prospects dim, but through the dip my way I swim. To win myself, the prize is high, in flame or pelf that yonder lie. And though my goal too far may be, it thrills my soul to breast the sea. September 2nd. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Doctor by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. When with stress your eyes are blinking, and with fear your heart is shrinking, call in Doctor Cheerful Thinking. He's the head of his profession, leader of the whole procession, curing trouble and depression. Gives you medicines beguiling, hope and faith on courage piling, mixed with sympathetic smiling. Tonic thoughts and sunny notions, pills of fancy, mirthful potions, soothing all the soul's commotions. Good old Doctor Cheerful Thinking, he's the chap when hearts are sinking, and with tears your eyes are blinking. September 3rd. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Suspicious by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. Whene'er by some sad chance I find a man of pessimistic mind, who sneers and jeers at all his kind, I have a feeling somewhat grim, that if his faith in man is dim, there's something wrong inside with him. A fact so clearly evident, I wouldn't lend the chap a cent. September 4th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ghosts by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. I surely do believe in ghosts, because they visit me in hosts. Dear spectres of the days gone by, rise clearly up before mine eye, with many a pleasant memory of golden hours that used to be, and no less welcome ghosts of days that lie along our future ways, visions of hope that lead me on to unknown joys that wait anon. September 5th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The River by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. Life's like a river brought to me, that flows forever toward the sea, now calm as any tranquil sky, that ever gladdened mortal eye, and now a rushing torrent full of dangers dark and terrible. Yet through the stress of troublous ways, as through the peace of joyous days, forever on its waters roll, straight to the everlasting goal, as you and I, our journey run, will come at last into our own. September 6th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Phoenix by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. The phoenix was a mystic bird, who out of ashes rose, and with a spirit undeterred, Up toward the skies poked his absurd but mighty plucky nose. His looks were never good to me, he was so very plain, and yet I love him for that he Rose up so strong and valiantly To victory from pain. September 7th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Suggestion by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. The landsman pities those at sea, when gales are roaring noisily, and tempests rage like beasts of prey, along the spumy ocean way. The sailor pities those ashore, whene'er he hears the squally roar that sweeps along the countryside, and levels trees of lofty pride. Wherefore I deem it proper to assume in storms that this is true. On solid lands or ships at sea, we're best off where we chance to be. September 8th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. My Loves by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. I love the land, I love the sea, I love the flowers and the tree. I love the fountainhead of light, the moon and little stars at night. I love the deep blue of the sky, the songs of warblers flying by. I love the rivers and the rills, the valleys deep and lofty hills. But most I love with heart and mind the loving kindness of my kind. September 9th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. As to Certain Doses by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by phone. I am not fond of bitter pills, I have no love at all for squills. But there be times, I must agree, when both are mighty good for me. And so when some mischance turns up, that brews for me a bitter cup, I drain it for the likelihood that somehow it will do me good. September 10th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Wise Spendthrift by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. For time and health I have such taste that neither shall I ever waste, but love hath such a vast supply, all ready made and standing by, that I shall scatter it as though I were a spendthrift, for I know, e'en though 'tis squandered recklessly, 'twill every bit come back to me. September 11th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Ingredients by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. Since heaven is the home of grace, goodwill, and faith, and loving cheer, who holds to these with smiling face is like to find his heaven here. September 12th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Winner by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. I love to see a youth all undismayed, who looks upon the future unafraid, who thinks upon the earth as just a ball, for catching which he hears a certain call, as if the making of a splendid name were after all a pleasant sort of game that he's been sent to play, and eager stands with feet firm set and ready outstretched hands to play his part, unmoved by rocker's din of jeering fate. He is in the mood to win. September 13th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Sailor by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. I rather like the sailor's ways, and pay them proper heed. On adverse winds his tricks he plays, and makes them serve his need. He sets by chart the course he sails, and toward what port he goes, in weather clear or howling gales, the sailor always knows. He keeps his eye on things on high, on raging seas or flat, and every day that passes by he finds out where he's at. September 14th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Joy of Being by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. What kind of pippin I shall be, the fates have not made known to me, but I can tell you anyhow 'tis nice to dangle from the bough. September 15th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Free Gifts by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. A kindly word and cheery way will brighten up the darkest day. A pleasant smile in hours of pain will give to loss a touch of gain. A gleam of honest sympathy will light the path of misery, and of them all there isn't any that costs the giver half a penny. September 16th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Standard of Measurement by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. My life I measure not in numbered days, how many score of years my path I've run, but on the sunlit heights or humbler ways, how much of love I've won. September 17th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Motors by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. You know the model of your car. You know just what its powers are. You treat it with a deal of care, nor tax it more than it will bear. But as to self, that's different. Your mechanism may be bent, your carburetor gone to grass, your engine just a rusty mass. Your wheels may wobble, and your cogs be handed over to the dogs, and on you skip and skid and slide without a thought of things inside. What fools indeed we mortals are to lavish care upon a car, with ne'er a bit of time to see about our own machinery. September 18th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Pleasant Notion by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. He was an ancient sort of wight, but happy as a piper. I asked the cause of his delight. I've found that years have no affright. I am not aging day and night, quoth he, but getting riper. September 19th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Soul Sculpture by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. If from some bit of marble cold, rough and forbidding to behold, the sculptor with his skill can trace a form of beauty and of grace, who shall despair from human clay in seeming ruin and decay to mould a form in which shall be the semblance of divinity? September 20th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Overlooked by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. Philosophers in marvelous array have written books of proverbs very full. I wonder none of them has ever paused to say, an ounce of push is worth a ton of pull. September 21st. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Tolerance by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. The raven's croak is harsh and flat, but maybe 'tis his song at that. And if he thinks his croak a song, and sounds it bravely all day long, although we know his voice is broke, let's let the poor old fellow croak, and in his own way ease his woes with such poor music as he knows. September 22nd. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Notes by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. Life is a tangled sort of skein. Some of the knots are full of pain, but all the same there's lots of fun when each day's work at last is done, to put our stock of cares aside and see how many we've untied. September 23rd. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. As to Enemies by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. One thing about an enemy at least is wholly gain. With empty bits of flattery he does not make us vain. And maybe through his subtle flings, sharp as a serpent's tooth, we'll get a line on sundry things not far removed from truth. September 24th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Good Sailing by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. Hold your friendships, there the fleet, bound for harbors fair and sweet. Hurricane or howling gale, if they're staunch they never fail. And there's joy whate'er the weather, sailing on and on together. September 25th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Dream by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. A pleasant dream in days of yore sometimes comes back in days of doubt. I thought the sun was heaven's door, the light God's glory streaming out, and stars the windows through which He by night kept vigil over me. A childish dream indeed, say you? Who knows, perhaps it may be true. September 26th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Fools and Sages by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. Some sages wise look down on folly, and view the fool with melancholy. But as for me, the foolishness of fools fills me with no distress. For if we had no fools at all, the wise would find but little call for all the wisdom they dig out to put the foolish ones to rout. And it would raise the very hob if all the wise men lost their job. September 27th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. What's Your Hurry by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavares. What's your hurry, Mr. Man? Slow down somewhat if you can. Life's no sprint by swiftness won, but a lengthy marathon, and the prizes of the race go to him of steady pace, with the long and sturdy stride o'er life's gleaming countryside. Stop your hurry, heed this rhyme, you'll be old before your time, using up your strength and powers, pushing on the worried hours. And though prizes may be had through this pace so swiftly mad, what's the use of prizes won with the zest for laurels gone? September 28th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Telling Time by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. The time of day I do not tell as some do by the clock, or by the distant chiming bell set on some steepled rock, but by the progress that I see in what I have to do. It's either done o'clock for me, or only half past through. September 29th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. All the Same by John Kendrick Bangs, read for LibriVox.org by Tavarish. If high your place, it's in your gift to give some other chap a lift. Or if you've but a lowly roost, from lower levels you can boost, and be as useful to your race as anybody round the place. To lift or boost, it's all the same, if you will only play your game. September 30th. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. End of The Cheery Way, a bit of verse for every day. September by John Kendrick Bangs.